Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the vibrant and often dramatic world of Jamaican politics. From the fight for self-governance to the modern-day challenges, the island's political journey is a fascinating story of passion, rivalry, and resilience. So, let's turn back the clock and explore how Jamaica's political landscape was shaped. Our story begins in the 1940s. A pivotal decade. Before this, Jamaica was a British colony, but the winds of change were blowing. The 1938 labor rebellions, sparked by widespread economic hardship, lit a fire for political reform. Out of this movement, two towering figures emerged who would dominate Jamaican politics for decades: Alexander Bustamante and Norman Manley. Bustamante, a charismatic labor leader, founded the Bustamante Industrial Trade Union, or BITU, and then the Jamaica Labour Party, the JLP, in 1943. He had a magnetic connection with the working class. His cousin, Norman Manley, was a brilliant Rhodes Scholar and lawyer who co-founded the People's National Party, the PNP, in 1938. Manley's vision was rooted in democratic socialism and a strong push for self-government. This set the stage for one of the most enduring rivalries in Caribbean politics. The JLP and PNP weren't just political parties. They represented different ideologies and social bases. The first election under universal adult suffrage in 1944 was a landmark moment. The JLP, led by Bustamante, swept to victory, winning 22 of the 32 seats. This victory showed the immense power of the grassroots union-backed movement. The JLP governed through the late 40s and early 50s, but the PNP was gaining ground. In 1955, the PNP, under Norman Manley, finally won the general election. Manley's government focused on economic planning and strengthening public institutions. His administration was instrumental in negotiating Jamaica's path toward independence. Then came the big question of the West Indies Federation. The idea was to unite the British Caribbean islands into a single political entity. Manley was a strong supporter, but Bustamante was skeptical. He famously said Jamaica shouldn't be the milch cow for the smaller islands. A referendum was held in 1961 to decide Jamaica's future in the Federation. The people voted no, choosing to pursue independence on their own. This decision effectively ended the Federation. With that settled, the path was clear. On August 6, 1962, Jamaica became an independent nation, with Alexander Bustamante as its first Prime Minister. The black, green and gold flag was raised for the first time, symbolizing a new era of hope and self-determination. The 1960s were a period of optimism and economic growth, often called the Golden Age. The bauxite and tourism industries boomed, and there was a sense of national pride. However, as we moved into the 1970s, the mood began to shift. In 1972, the PNP returned to power under the leadership of Norman Manley's son, Michael Manley. Michael Manley was a powerful orator who championed democratic socialism. His government introduced significant social reforms, like free education, a national minimum wage, and equal pay for women. He sought to reduce social inequality and strengthen ties with other developing nations. But this era was also marked by deep ideological divides, both at home and abroad. Manley's close relationship with Cuba's Fidel Castro and his anti-imperialist rhetoric caused alarm in the United States during the Cold War. The economy struggled under the weight of the 1973 oil crisis and declining foreign investment. Political tensions escalated dramatically, leading to unprecedented levels of violence between JLP and PNP supporters, particularly in the lead-up to the 1980 election. That election was a turning point. The JLP, now led by Edward Seaga, won a landslide victory. Seaga promised to make money jingle in people's pockets. He immediately pivoted Jamaica back towards a pro-American free market capitalist model. His administration embraced structural adjustment policies from the International Monetary Fund, or IMF. This meant deregulation, privatization of state-owned companies, and cuts to social spending. While these policies helped stabilize the economy in some ways, they also led to hardship for many, as the cost of living rose and social safety nets were removed. The 1980s were a tough decade, capped off by the devastation of Hurricane Gilbert in 1988, which laid bare the country's vulnerabilities. By 1989, Jamaicans were ready for a change again. Michael Manley and the PNP returned to power, but this was a different Manley. He had moderated his socialist views, now embracing a more market-friendly approach. When Manley retired due to ill health in 1992, he was succeeded by P.J. Patterson. Patterson would go on to become Jamaica's longest-serving Prime Minister, winning 3 consecutive elections and leading the country until 2006. His tenure was a period of relative political stability. His government focused on modernizing infrastructure, like building new highways, and continuing with liberal economic policies. However, the period was also plagued by high crime rates, economic stagnation, and a growing national debt. In 2006, Patterson retired, and Portia Simpson Miller became Jamaica's first female Prime Minister. Affectionately known as Sister P, her victory was a historic moment. She led the PNP to an election victory in 2011 after a brief stint in opposition. Her focus was on poverty alleviation and social programs, but her government struggled to manage the economy in the wake of the 2008 global financial crisis. The political pendulum swung back to the JLP in 2016 with the victory of a new, younger leader, Andrew Holness. Campaigning on a platform of economic prosperity and change, Holness narrowly won the election. His government focused on fiscal discipline, reducing unemployment, and tackling the persistent issue of crime with controversial zones of special operations, or ZOSOs. Holness and the JLP secured a massive landslide victory in the 2020 general election, capitalizing on a sense of economic stability and a fractured opposition. His current administration continues to grapple with major challenges: managing the national debt, combating crime and violence, addressing social inequality, and navigating the impacts of climate change. As we look towards 2026 and beyond, these issues will undoubtedly define Jamaica's political future. From the colonial struggles of the 1940s to the complex realities of the 21st century, Jamaica's political journey has been a roller coaster. It's a story of 2 dominant parties, charismatic leaders, and a passionate, engaged populace. The rivalry between the JLP and PNP has shaped the nation, for better and for worse. But through it all, Jamaica's democratic traditions have endured. What do you think is the biggest challenge facing Jamaica today? Let me know in the comments below. Since gaining independence, Jamaica has had a total of 9 prime ministers, from the first to present day. 1962 to 1967, Sir Alexander Bustamante. 1967 to 1967, Sir Donald Sangster. 1967 to 1972, the Most Honourable Hugh Lawson Shearer. 1972 to 1980, the Most Honourable Michael Manley. 1980 to 1989, the Most Honourable Edward Seager. 1989 to 1992, Most Honourable Michael Manley. 1992-2006, the Most Honourable Percival Noel James Patterson. 2006-2007, Most Honourable Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller. 2007-2011, the Most Honourable Aretta Bruce Golding. 2012-2016, the Most Honourable Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller. 2016 to 2025, the Most Honourable Andrew Holness. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this interesting, please give this video a thumbs up And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into history and politics. See you in the next one.